Township Board. I think the first thing we should do now is stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to our board meeting. May I have a roll call for our regular board meeting?
Assessor Cry, Highway Commissioner Bouvet. Here. Clerk Giovanni is here. Supervisor Diamond.
Here.
Trustee Jones.
Here.
Trustee Horvath.
Here.
Trustee Maher. And Trustee Bolin.
Here. And again, if the minutes would reflect, Eva, if the minutes would reflect that Trustee Maher gave previous notice. Okay, thank you. All right, let's begin. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of February 28, 2023?
Motion to approve minutes of February 28th, 2023 board meeting. Second.
Any comments or questions about it? All right. Roll call, please.
Supervisor Diamond. Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Horvath.
Yes.
Trustee Bolin.
Yes. All right, have a motion to approve the minutes of January 24th, 2023 of the road district amended budget hearing. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve minutes of January 24, 2023, road district amended budget hearing.
Second.
Any questions or comments about that?
Supervisor Diamond.
Yes?
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Horvath.
Yes.
Trustee Bolin.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And then we have a motion to approve the general.
Yep.
Motion to approve the minutes of February 28, 2023 road district budget hearing.
Motion to approve the minutes of February 28th, 2023 road district budget hearing. Second.
Any comments on that set of minutes? Hearing none, roll call please.
Supervisor Diamond.
Yes?
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Horvath.
Yes.
And Trustee Bolin.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Now I would like a motion to approve the general assistance expenditures.
Motion to approve payroll for pay dates of March 3rd, 2023 and March 17th, 2023 and general assistance checks number 54688V through check number 54778 in the amount of $43,773.34.
All right. And there is one check that's being called out of that. Is that correct? Do you have the number of that check by any chance?
Here it is. It's check number 54774 for $7,500 is being held back.
Okay. All right, thank you. Is there a second to that motion?
Second.
All right. Any questions or comments on this motion? Okay. Hearing none, may I have a roll call?
Supervisor Diamond.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Horvath.
Yes.
Trustee Bolin.
Yes.
All right, thank you. May I have a motion to approve the road district expenditures?
Motion to approve the road district expenditures for payroll dates of March 3rd, 2023 and March 17th, 2023 and road district checks number 22795 through check number 22835 in the amount of $252,997.49.
Thank you. Okay, any questions or comments on that pending motion? And may I have a roll call?
Supervisor Diamond.
Yes.
Trustee Jones.
Yes.
Trustee Horvath.
Yes.
Trustee Bolin.
Yes.
Okay, next, we have a motion to approve the general town fund exposure. expenditures.
I'll make a motion to approve payroll for pay dates of March 3rd, 2023 and March 17th, 2023, and general town fund checks number 60062 through check number 600125 in the amount of $276,664.44.
Second.
Okay, are there any questions or comments regarding this motion? And roll call.
Supervisor Diamond?
Yes?
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Malina?
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Now we'll move on to that portion of our meeting for public participation. Is there any requests for public participation? Anyone make a request? Okay. All right. Then we'll move on to old business. So, as you know, we just had our public hearing on the budget, but we need to actually formally pass it as part of our regular meeting. So the first thing on our agenda is a discussion and vote on the town fund general assistance final budget and appropriation ordinance for 2023-24. So, once again, board members, do you have any questions or comments on the budget for the upcoming year? All right, hearing none, may I have a roll call?
Do we have a motion?
Oh, we did have a motion. Okay, may I have a motion then to approve the adoption of the town fund general assistance final budget and appropriation ordinance?
Motion to approve the town fund general assistance final budget and appropriation ordinance for 2023-24.
Second. Second.
All right. Anything further on that any board members wish to say? All right, yeah.
You may. Supervisor Diamond?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Malina?
Yes.
Okay, next thing I have on the agenda is discussion on possible vote on annual code hosting by Maine Township. Unfortunately, despite a few emails on my behalf by me to Municode, I still have not gotten a quote from them as to what the annual hosting would cost. So I don't have anything to provide to you at this point, and we'll have to discuss it at an upcoming meeting, assuming I do get a quote from them. All right, another thing we have here is follow-up on the status of residential property near the explosion site. Now, our two employees who are most familiar with this, I'm afraid, are not here this evening. Nader was not able to make it, and neither was Eddie from our Office of Emergency Management. But I can tell you both of them have been very active in continuing to stay in touch with the residents. And Mike, you may be familiar with this too, and if you are, perhaps you could speak to it. Have you talked to the residents or Nader about this recently?
Unfortunately, no. A little bit with Eddie and with Nader, but from what I understand, and don't quote me on any of it, but very briefly, I think they were able to get some of the stuff turned on over there, such as gas and water, and I believe that the residents were able to get back in there again, but again, I'm not 100% positive on that.
Well, that information coincides with exactly what I've been told, that the residents of the 4 townhouses that were next to, not right next to, but near the 4 townhouses that were destroyed in the explosion, those all have had their gas and their water turned back on, and those people do have power, water, gas, all 4 units now, and they've been able to move back in. So Nader and Eddie were helping a lot to coordinate the efforts of the utilities with the homeowners. And I do wish they were here because they could tell you more details about it. I will tell you that I myself contacted the state's attorney's office. Well, I contacted the building and zoning of the county first. I also talked to the state's attorney's office, and they're filing a petition in court, but I'm afraid things might be moving rather slowly. I'm told the first date the matter will be up will be in May. So I'm hoping that there will be a demolition order entered before too soon to demolish the 2 remaining partially standing townhouses and to clean up that area, because if anyone's driven by it, you can tell it's quite a mess there. So I'm hoping to stay in touch with them and provide more information at our next meeting. That's all that I can tell you right now. Has anybody else got any information about that lately? I don't know if anyone in your department's been by there? No? Okay. All right. Okay, then we'll move on to new business. And I'm very pleased to have tonight a presentation on our new website. Those of you here tonight probably all remember when we discussed months ago having a new website created for us. And I'm very pleased that we've now got that new website. And Richard is going to walk us through a little demonstration of some of the features of that new website. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Supervisor Bennett. Hello, everyone. I will do my best to navigate on the smart board here. And, we'll start with the home page here that has large hero images of different departments and different activities. Then as we scroll down through the page, we have a quick links navigation to get residents to items that they often look for, ways to contact us, document center, information about the food pantry, agendas and minutes. This can be scrolled either way, and it scrolls through the options right here. If we go further down the page, this is a listing of all the events going on in the township. So it's an events calendar that populates here on the side, and residents can also click on the calendar on the right side to access any events going on any particular day. As you can see, other than the weekends and occasionally on a Saturday, there's events going on every single day, which is great to see. If we go further down on the home page, we have news items, different announcements about the township. The most recent one was where residents can go to vote. There's some information about the new website on here as well. This pop up telling people we have a new website, so you can see everything else. If we scroll further down on the home page, there's a way for residents to easily sign up for our e-newsletters. The Maine Township welcome video that was published last year is accessible with one click right here from the home page, and then we're at the bottom. Going back up to the top, one of the nice features about the website is this mega menu. You can't really see everything on here just because of the size of the screen, but hovering over the department's top navigation item gives the resident one-click access to literally every service in the township. So for example, if they want to go to information about passports, they can just simply click once from the home page and have information about passports. Each department page has a sub-navigation, a left navigation here. That's another way to navigate through the website. So it lists all of the services or related pages for each department. And then there's navigation items for other services as well. So I'll just highlight a few things that are better functionality than our previous website. So agendas and minutes. This is a very organized way for residents to be able to view agendas, minutes, and video from previous board meetings organized by year. In case you're seeing my face here, this is not a permanent part of the website. We have a little Zoom presentation coming up later, so just ignore that little block. The other thing I want to highlight is our document center. So this provides a really nice way for residents to access any kind of document that's been posted. There's close to 10 years of documents on here in most cases. So for example, they can click on this category annual reports, and it'll pull up annual reports here. There's also a way to search by file name. So if I were to type in budget here, it would pull up any document that's related to the budget. There's also a separate item here for budgets as well. Some new features, some new pages on the website we didn't have before. There's a new resident guide with information about what the township does, as well as how to set up utility services and different contacts in the community, thanks to the clerk's department for providing a lot of this information. And we have a page that lists various volunteer opportunities that's going to be added to at any point. And then, for example, if someone's looking for volunteer opportunities, say for age 14 and up, they can click on that and it lists all of the volunteer opportunities in the community that will take 14-year-olds and older. When we take a look at calendar events, this is also accessible from the home page as we saw earlier. This is a really nice feature where all of the events from the township exist. So it's broken down by department. So for example, if somebody wanted to see programs that the Maine streamers are having, they can simply click on that calendar, and click on Maine State just to see those. They can show all. It can be sorted by week, by day, or even a list, and they're color coded so they're easy to access. If we were to click on any one of these items, it takes you to a page that has information about where the event is located, and then you can click here to read more about the program and sign up for it if you're interested. Up here we have social media icons, really easy access to that. Another great feature of the website is that with one click, it's instantly translatable into 80 different languages.
Oh, wow.
So let's see here, we'll pick Spanish. The entire website, from the menus to the text on each page, is translated in Spanish. We have various, using the new forms option that Revise provided with their website, actually enabled us with canceling our, not renewing our SEMA stocks or double S contract that expires at the end of the month. Over the next 5 years, we're actually going to save $20,000 by using the built-in forms instead of paying separately for those web forms. There's some functionality with the Revise website that our previous vendor did not have. So for example, the site is translated into Spanish. We can click on the application to register for this program. And each one of these forms is also able to be translated too. So let's just go to pick a random one here. Click on translate. And it translates the entire registration form to sign up for this program into a different language. So we have 80 languages for all of our forms, as well as for our website itself. The other thing, as I wrap up, that I'd like to show you, the site is designed with responsive design, so it looks great on any size screen, from a huge smart board like this to a regular size computer screen or to a smartphone. So I shrunk this window down so you can see a little bit closer to what it would look like on a phone, say for example. So the same features are here. You can still translate from the phone. You click on the menu, it gives you great access to the sub-menus for everything, so pretty easy to navigate, and it's smart enough to change the information on here so that it displays good on a small screen. These are lots of things that are in Spanish on a little small screen. So if anyone has any questions or anything you're curious about, I'm happy to take any questions at this time.
That's fantastic.
Go ahead, your questions?
I just wanted to compliment. It's beautiful, it looks fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
It does look
They're
nice.
very sharp.
Very pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah.
I think it's really fabulous, the different languages we can translate it into. I did have a question. If we were to post our newsletter on the website, would it actually translate our entire newsletter?
It doesn't translate PDF documents.
Oh.
It will only translate anything that's on the website or any forms that are built into the website.
Okay.
That would be great, though.
Okay.
Same Urdu. Any other questions?
Yeah, can you put our volunteer opportunities first? Like our food pantry and maybe, if Marie ever needs volunteers.
Change the order.
Okay.
If I can, I certainly will.
Okay, all right. Just so, it would be nice if people saw that first when they went to volunteer activities.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Richard, it looks great. I know that a lot of work went into this by you and other members of the staff, all the departments who worked on pulling together this new website. And it didn't really take all that long. I mean, it took a while, but not terribly long. And I'm just really pleased to see it up and running. And it's using our new logo. Thank you, Kelly. And I think it looks really good.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I've already used it a number of times, and so I'm sort of getting the hang of finding everything that I want on it. And I'm sure there's other things on the site I have not used yet, but I hope to do so in the coming weeks and months.
Yeah. Thanks to the board for approving the project and giving us the ability to have such a modern, state-of-the-art website designed for government use. Appreciate it.
And I'm just really thrilled, too, that we're also saving a little money because the forts are out there,
Yeah.
too. So that's great.
Yep.
All right, does anyone have any questions about the website, how it operates, or anything else you wanted to ask?
Very user-friendly.
Yeah.
Very clean. Good job, Rich.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, thank you very much, and
Thank
thank
you.
you for the demonstration right now, too. All right, moving to our next item, discussion and possible vote on the landscaping contract. Mike, would you like to come up to the microphone, please? We do have a memo from Mike Cameron in our packet regarding landscaping estimates for the 2023 year. And Mike was able to get 4 different quotes. And Mike, can you tell us how you evaluated these quotes and what your recommendation is?
Yes, so good evening, everyone. Thank you, Supervisor Diamond. So I had 4 different estimates, 4 landscaping companies came out. I am recommending to the board that we go with NJ Castillo Landscaping at $13.50 a month. We've had them under a different name, but we've had them close to probably 20 years. So as I said in the memo, I mean, they're reliable. There's been, really no complaints or anything like that with them. Have a good relationship with the owner of the company, and I feel that they've been very loyal to us through some trying times here with inflation and with the pandemic and everything else. Their prices consistently stayed the same. So my recommendation is to go with NJ Castillo.
So there is one more bidder. Did you have any concerns about the lowest bid?
It's not that I had any concerns with them. I just don't know how they would maybe be able to sustain that over the course of time. When I broke it down to look at it over a 5-week month or a 4-week month, you're looking at $102 for 5 weeks and $127 for 4 weeks. I just feel like even next year, there's no way at $510 a month. I mean, it's just, you look at what our other ones were, and at the highest it was $2135, $1800, and then $1350. I feel like that's really where the ballpark is with it. It's nothing against the lowest bid or anything. I can't say anything bad about the company. I don't know them. I just know what we have. I don't know what we would get.
Okay, you're just concerned that they'd be able to follow through with that very low price.
Consistently, yes. Where we've had this for quite some time. I feel they have shown us great loyalty by doing their best to stay within the range of where they're at. And again, just a good working relationship with them. So.
Yeah, they come out every week on a Monday,
Yes.
usually, don't they?
Yes, once a week on a Monday. Usually like 7 o'clock or so, 7:30.
Yeah, I often see them when they're out there, and they're mowing, they're trimming the trees.
Yes.
They're, I don't know what else they do.
Yeah. They, again, just a good working relationship. Whatever we ask of them, little additional requests here and there throughout the time, they've always been willing to do it with no additional charge. So that is how I came to my decision to go ahead and recommend them.
Okay, all right. Does anyone have any questions, Mike?
I have a question about this monthly maintenance. What is included in the maintenance? You say, lump sum, you say $13.50. So what is included in the maintenance?
So the maintenance is going to be, they'll do a spring cleanup, they're doing our lawn, they're doing all the trimming of any type of hedges, bushes, shrubs, arborvitaes, core aeration, and and then just the weekly mowing, spring cleanup, fall cleanup.
They fertilize too, don't they?
Fertilizing does not get done, that would be an additional charge. One company did include that, which was, I believe it was the third highest, but then there was some other nickel and diamond going on as well with that, so as of right now, no fertilization.
But the fall cleanup, they are charging 250, is 250 is per month or
250 is just a one-time charge.
one time?
Yes.
But they didn't mention in the contract that one time there's nothing there.
Yes, for the fall cleanup, that would just be one time, and then again with the core aeration, that would be the only ones. Any seasonal trimming, I know it says one-time charge for seasonal trimming, but that would be included as well.
How many workers will be saved? They did not mention in this contract that how many workers they're going to provide to maintain this area, you know, so.
They bring about 5 to 7 guys out each time that they come out.
And they add in this contract, in the monthly maintenance, that you're going to have 5 and 7 employed to clean up this area?
Yes, I'm sure,
Yeah,
yes.
is there a way that they could, I mean, just in looking at their bill or their invoice or estimate as opposed to the other ones, everybody else pretty much outlines exactly what they do and is very specific about what they do. And I guess it sort of bothers me a little bit that it just says monthly maintenance and it doesn't really outline exactly what it does. So they could not do something and say, you know, like there's nothing on our end to kind of hold them to what they claim they're doing because it doesn't say they're doing anything. So I just don't know if there's a way that they could create a contract that would be very similar to these other ones that actually outlines exactly what is in their monthly maintenance.
I understand, yes. I'm sure I can reach out to them and go ahead and see if we can get a little bit more detailed.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're going to be comfortable approving it subject to, or asking Mike to get a more detailed breakdown of the services we're going to receive.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I would. I guess I just want to have that written down, you know, like when we re-sign it.
Prior to signing, yeah.
Yeah.
The same landscaper, this one, you know, the previous, like 5 trees, you have to pay somebody to remove it because of them, if they were 20 years doing this job, but they're not doing it properly because it's not breakdown, but they're doing it. So I feel not comfortable approving this one until I see the breakdown. Yeah, that's my comment on this one, you know, because previously because of them, I think you moved 5 trees, that tree, you know, so.
Yeah, I mean, I did ask as well, like anyone that came out as well, if there would be anything as far as like cutting down trees and being a part of that. Like I know we spent $4,700 a few months back, but any company that came out was always saying it was just 2 separate charges for it.
Yeah, but if they add even their monthly maintenance is not going to do anything.
Right.
They can tomorrow tell you monthly maintenance only is the grass, we're not going to do anything else. We need to just break down, you know, what we have to do it, because we need so much.
Okay, so the estimate I see right now includes spring cleanup, it includes fifth cuts, I'm not even sure what that is.
Fifth cuts would be if there was like a 5th week in the month.
Oh, okay. The monthly maintenance, quarries, there's a separate charge for that, seasonal trimming, and disposal charge of fall cleanup material. So I'm not sure what additional information you might like to see on their proposal or any of the proposals. What specific other additional information?
I guess I would like to know what the monthly maintenance includes. I mean, when you look at all the other ones, it says what they do once a week. They will mow the lawn, turf, edge sidewalks, landscape, obstacles. And the other one explains, you know, do they clean up entire property, they clean up grass, they remove the grass clippings. I guess I just would like to know what the all includes.
Right. And trustee Corbett, I'm sure a lot of it is probably similar, but you're just looking to actually see it
Yes,
written down.
that's all. I just want to have it like in writing as part of the contract.
Okay.
But if we compare with the perfect rough landscaping, there's a $450 difference. But if you look at the detail, they're going to fertilize it too. And they say March to April, May to June, all the things they listed already if you look at the perfect rough landscaping.
So Mike, when would they usually start this service?
April, and the problem was that I wanted this back in February, but then we had the snow come down a little bit. So I feel like it's the same story all the time. I originally had like 7 or 8 guys lined up for it, and some came out, never gave me anything, and then some didn't come out, but once the snow came down, that's when it got delayed a little bit, and that's when I came to do this in March. But April is usually when they start, so I don't know if the board feels comfortable with the price, I don't know how it would work if we would just push it back till April, but again, usually it does start in April to November. It's for 8 months. I think one of them might say December, but it's mostly April through November.
Well, could I have a motion to approve the contract with NJ Steel, subject to their getting us more details as to what the monthly maintenance will include? Yes.
And I know Trustee Jones, you had her hand up real quick.
So I just had a quick question, because you mentioned we have a relationship with this company already, so what have you noticed that they do on a weekly basis?
It's pretty much everything like Trustee Horvath even listed. It's doing the edging, doing the grass cutting, going ahead and doing the trimming on our trees, bushes, hedges, cleaning it up, blowing the sidewalks, weeding, things like that basically. A lot of them are very similar to what you see on some of the other ones, but as the board has pointed out, the other ones are just more detailed. But it's a lot of the same stuff of what we see, removing all the debris, just, things like that.
Okay, and you're satisfied with what they've been doing?
Yes. Going back to when I first started here to where I'm at now, again, it's been a lot of the same guys. I believe with the last company, the owner ended up passing away, and then another guy took it over, so.
Okay. All right, well, the motion to approve the board entering into a contract with NJ Steel for landscaping for this year, with a request to them that they provide us a more specific list of what exactly you're going to be doing this year.
So moved. Second.
Okay, any further questions or discussion? All right, neighbor roll call.
Supervisor Diamond?
Yes?
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Lee?
No.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, so the next item is discussion and possible vote on sale of license plate stickers. I don't know that we really need a vote on this, but I did want to discuss this with you. I've learned that a number of other entities, agencies, townships, libraries, so forth, will sell stickers, the stickers that you put on your license plates, that people can come in and buy them. So I think I mentioned some time ago that that's perhaps something that we might do too. And recently, Richard and Evan and I attended a seminar in Hanover Township, which is one place where they sell the stickers. And we had a chance to talk with the employee who works there about the sale of the stickers and how it's done. Did you want to describe a little bit more about that program?
Yeah, absolutely. It's how it works is they're sold. This license plate stickers are sold to us from a secondhand service. It's like a facilitator that the Secretary of State's office uses, and we buy these stickers from them. They charge us per sticker. The one that Hanover Park uses is called S&S License and Title Service. They charge $1.75 per sticker. But the problem with them is you have to do 250 stickers at one time, so it's a larger purchase. Whereas Eva did a little bit of homework on it and found a more local company, Electronic License Service, that's actually out of Des Plaines. So, they're right in our backyard, and they will start with as low as 25 stickers, and then we can reorder as needed from there. They charge $1.65, so they're 10 cents less per sticker. So we pay them per sticker, and then we can charge up to, I believe it's $10.
When it's sold.
When it's sold, correct.
Correct.
Yeah, when the sticker is sold, it goes. There's a way of recording it to where they get paid right away. So we can charge up to, is it $10, Ava, or real close to $10?
$10.
Right. but I don't think we want to necessarily charge that much. A lot of them seem to charge, from what I've seen, like $5 to $7, kind of in that range. So it's not like it's going to be a huge moneymaker for us, but it's another service that we can offer, another reason to bring people into the township, that they can see what we do and offer all our other services as well. I know they also do it like when you get your emissions test, a lot of people just go and renew it right then because it's easy, they're there. And, I just think it's a great idea. It was great of you to bring it up, Karen, and I think it's something that we could definitely benefit from. The only other thing is we would need to buy a laser printer, probably about $250, $300, because it has to be printed on a laser printer. You can't smudge or anything like that. You don't want the sticker to get jammed, because then we got to pay them $1.65 anyway, even if it's one that we lose. So.
Okay, all right. So again, there's not much of an expense involved here at all. It looks like we might be able to make a little money off of it, and more importantly, provide an additional service to our residents. So I just wanted to let you know about that and tell you that we're proceeding with planning this, and I was working on it, doing a lot of work contacting these people who actually sell the stickers and get them to us. So more on that later.
Yes, thank you. She's done a lot of homework on it.
Yeah, we can tell you. Okay, let's move to the next item. Demonstration and discussion and possible vote on contract for online registration management software. So that's a very long title, but it is an important item on our agenda tonight. So I'm going to ask Marie and Richard to come up to the microphone here. And this involves Maine streamers. It may in the future involve and benefit some other departments too. But I don't know if many of you on the board here know that to sign up for a Maine streamer event, you have to write a check or provide cash. They do not take credit cards. The last business that I dealt with that didn't use credit cards other than Maine streamers was Schmeizer's Butcher Shop, which went out of business about 6 years ago, or maybe it was 10 years ago. I don't know of any other business that will not take credit cards. And I know that not everyone who's a Maine streamer wants to use credit cards, and we're not, moving toward a program where everyone must use credit cards, but we do want to make that an option. It's very difficult for people. And I know when I sign up for several events, I have to write up 3 different checks, and then the checks have to be either mailed back to me if an event is canceled, or I have to get a refund check of a few dollars. It's an enormous amount of hassle, not only for the staff, but also for the users too. It's just sort of a pain to write out all these checks to them. But anyway, I have been encouraging Marie for some time now, and she's really very much on board, to look into software that we can use to allow people to sign up for Maine streamer events using credit cards. So, Marie, I know you spent a huge amount of time looking into this.
I did, but I briefly want to just kind of describe the current process that we have right now. So I did write it up so I wouldn't forget anything. So basically, the current registration process is outdated and ineffective. Members are not able to register online, nor do they have an option to pay using credit cards. This new software will streamline the registration process. Before we go into the software, I wanted to briefly explain our current registration. Our newsletters go out every other month. Included in the newsletter is a registration form. When members get the newsletter, they register for many various activities, programs, and day trips, and have to mail in their registration form with their payment. When they register for activities, they pay for all activities with one check. When they register for day trips, they are required to write a check for each individual day trip. Due to event space capacity or bus capacity, all our programs and day trips have a maximum number of participants allowed. We try hard to accommodate as many members as possible by adding a second bus for a day trip, scheduling a second program for another day, or finding a new venue that has a larger capacity. As much as we try to accommodate everybody, we still end up having wait lists for certain programs. And at this point, this becomes a problem. We now have to send out refunds to members for the activities that are no longer available. For example, just this past month alone, we had to send out over 70 refunds. The refunds can range from $2 for a movie or $120 for a day trip. Unless a member calls us to ask if a specific program is filled to capacity, members continue signing up for programs that are filled up, and we continue sending out refunds. This includes sending out a letter of regret with a refund. This process becomes an added cost to the township. Costs include printing checks, postage, envelopes, paper, and the use of copiers, not to mention administrative time to make all these, to manage all this. New software would streamline this process and give members the option to pay with a credit card. The software would immediately notify members that the program is filled and give them a choice to be added to a waiting list. Members would only pay for programs that are available, and this would eliminate many of the refunds and costs associated with this process. Additionally, many people don't even write checks anymore and only use credit cards. We will definitely continue accepting checks to serve all our members, but as we move forward, we anticipate that many of our members would utilize this new system. And before we continue to talk about the software, I just wanted to thank Richard for all his help throughout this, because he's trying to bring us into the future, so thank you for this. Okay, so we did, I did a lot of research on it. I've been calling around different agencies and municipalities and asking them what they use. So a lot of the Park District buildings have larger programs with many more features that we really don't need. There was one that we were watching Zoom demos and everything, and the one that you're going to see today is a 5-minute demonstration of Civic Plus. And I really feel that this program, out of all the ones that I've looked at, and I've actually called a lot of the municipalities, for example, Civic Plus, Vernon Township uses, Village of Schiller Park, Homer Township, and Palos Township. And all of these had nothing but really great reviews. It's very user-friendly and administrative-friendly. I know some of them, when I looked on the demonstration, I was lost in the first 5 minutes, so I know our members would not be happy with these programs. So this program, to me, was just really basic and simple for our clientele to start using.
Did you, I'm sorry, Ray, did you want to introduce Nick who's on the screen here?
Yes, so we have Nicholas Glasgow, who is a representative from the Civic Plus program, and he's going to do just like a quick demo of the program.
Nick, can you hear us okay? Try again, we should be able to hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Richard, if you could make it so that I can share my screen.
Sure. All right, there you go, should be able to now.
All right. All right, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. And can you see my screen now? It's a little.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So the way I'm going to start this is I'm going to show you two existing Civic Rec customers, what their finished Civic Rec catalog looks like, and then we're going to look at the citizen checkout process and some of the tools that your citizens would have access to be able to use Civic Rec. We're currently looking at Grand Tool, Illinois, Civic Rec catalog. This is where their programs live and breathe. They have youth activities, the memberships, and facilities that are available for rent. These tabs here, these are all customizable to you. Part of your implementation would involve us getting a kind of a banner image set up and different links built into your Civic Rec catalog, so that way it's very easy for your citizens and very comfortable for them to view your catalog. Yes?
I'm just trying to make the screen a little bigger.
Okay, sorry, let me blow myself up a little bit. Blow my screen up a little bit too. You're also,
That's better.
am I good? Is that a little?
That's better, yes.
Perfect. So here on the left side, you can see there's some different tools our systems are going to have access to. We'll be able to filter down activities by location, by category. Most of obviously the activities the main streamers have been following the team group. but also by day of the week. We'll be able to come in. This is a particular senior lunch event for free and sign up for these programs. These are swim lessons that they're offering that we can see and sign up for. We can see the cost, they have different levels of time. Registration for this program opens at 5 a.m. on 5/1. It's probably a pretty packed program if I had to guess. But this is what the existing Civic Rec catalog looks like. This is a live site, very finished, it's very nice. Now I'm going to pop into my demo site. This is my imaginary park and recreation agency called Emerald City Parks and Recreation. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I am signed in here. I'm actually already looking at a couple of different particular programs, some different senior trips that I've actually selected to check out. You can see I actually have a family built into the system. I have me, my wife Rachel, Mary Jane, or my grandparents. If I want to look for a program for Mary Jane, I select her. It's going to automatically pull up programs for her. We're going to look at the Las Vegas spring trip for summer, the fun little Las Vegas trip, join us in Vegas. I can see here that Laverne is actually already enrolled in this particular program, but Mary Jane is eligible. Everybody else here is ineligible because they're too young, the 55 senior program. But we're going to go ahead and add Mary Jane to our cart. There's going to be a vendor discount and a non-resident add-on fee. So the base count, and this is calculating all of this for the citizens right off the bat. There's nothing extra your staff need to do except set the program up correctly, which we'll teach them how to do. And then for the citizens to go ahead and register. So the total is 125, and we're going to hit checkout. Now there's some custom prompts. These are the questions that our repair department are going to look to ask customers when they're checking out for the program. And it will remember answers for these questions. That's what we want them to do. How did you hear about this activity? We're going to select radio, start out on radio. Please list the medical concerns, NA, none. Because this is a trip, we do need to select our food. Their food entree. Chicken steak or vegan. Mary Jane has always been wanting steak, so she's going to take steak. And when we would like to participate in a fine dining experience for an additional $100 per person, we're actually going to click yes. This is going to add $100 to Mary Jane's cart. These prompts are great because they're all reportable. So our department will be able to find all these answers and reports and use them for various tools. Sometimes we'll have people ask, are you interested in volunteer opportunities? That way down the road, we can go and run a report and see that people have signed up for programs that are interested in volunteer opportunities. Send them an email and entice them to sign up for a volunteer opportunity. We're going to submit our response. And then we're going to sign a waiver. This is just a basic adult waiver. I'm sure your city attorney has their own waiver that they're going to want the citizens to sign. So we're going to sign this. It's part of my signature. It's not much better in person. We're going to get this rock and rolling. We're going to confirm our waiver agreement. And then we're going to take our card on file. We're going to use a big credit card that's on file. The total cost is $225. It's letting me know exactly why it's $225 because the base cost is $115. Mary Jane's a member, so she actually gets $15 off. The fine dining experience actually adds on $100. The non-resident fee is $25, so we're total $225. We're going to hit review transaction. We're going to complete our transaction, and we've checked out. Now Mary Jane's going to get a receipt to her email, or I am my email, saying what I paid for, giving me the answers to my prompts, so that way I can remember that I didn't select steak in my entree, and showing the waiver I got. One of the benefits of Civic Rec is we're not just going to make it really easy for your citizens to sign up for a program, we're also going to give them some tools to manage all these cool programs they're going to be able to sign up for. I'm going to be able to come into my account and say, my picture in there. And I'm going to be able to come here to my event calendar. So if I'm a really busy member of the Maine streamers, I will be able to come and see the different activities that I've signed up for. You can see Mary Jane Laverne's little spring trip. We can see a Rock the Park concert that me and Rachel are going to, and then a sensory field rental. But I'll be able to, as a citizen, actually take this calendar and create a feed and put this into my Google Calendar or my Outlook calendar. And then that way it's automatically updating as I sign up for programs in that personal calendar. So it's kind of a really unique thing that the tool our citizens are going to have. This is what's making it easy for the citizens to sign up for any of the programs. Are there any questions on what I'm showing so far?
Any questions from the board?
our elected officials? That's a problem.
I could not hear that.
No questions so far.
No questions, so far, perfect. I'm going to go over to the internal side of things, because one of the important pieces of civic reg is the tools that if Marie and Richard and other people working with their organization. We're going to give them the ability to come over to our activities. I don't have a wait list for any of these senior programs. I'm going to have to back out a little bit so that way we can see everything. There we go. But as a staff member, I'm going to be able to come here and I'm going to be able to view my roster, see who's signed up. If there was a wait list, I would be able to come in and see who's on my wait list. As you can see, I have on this particular program, there's 2 out of 20 slots filled. And that was listed on the citizen-facing side as well, to see how many slots were left. But from here, as a staff member, I can hit this button here, I can contact, and I can actually send out an email to everybody that's in the program. I can add files, kind of pretty my message a little bit. I can credit refund people from here, I can transfer them to other programs from here. Making it really easy for our staff to utilize the system. We're also going to be able to send out SMS messages with one of our communication features that's built in the Civic Rec. And one of the really unique abilities of our system, we're always looking for citizen feedback, because as a taxing entity, we're very concerned about what our systems think. My background in Parks and Recreation, but there would be a lot of, I'm heavily invested in Parks and Recreation. But when we build our programs, we're going to be able to embed surveys in them as well. So I showed you how Mary Jane Laverne signed up for that program. They're going to get a survey 3 days after their program happened. And we'll be able to run reporting on that survey. That's not an extra tool we need to go out and purchase. That's not an extra thing we need to go mess with. That's something that's built into Civic Rec. Make it easy for your staff to manage all these things from one place. We'll be able to issue refunds from here, be able to do additional reports from here. We can run reports if you as a council entity, as a board, we want to know, hey, how much revenue did you do in trips this year? Are you going to be able to come and easily run a transaction report and find out, hey, this is how much revenue you did? How much revenue did you collect from non-residents this year? I can show you and dial up a report for that and make it very easy for you to see the different pieces of data. So there's a lot of tools in here, not just make it easy for citizens to sign up for programs, but to make it easy for staff to manage those different programs and maybe give them hopefully more time to make even more. That is a 10 million foot overview of Civic Rec. Any questions or anything Bishop Marie would like me to walk through?
Nick, if you could just talk about the residency input.
Residency import?
Yeah.
Yes, so part of the project that we've scoped out is the residency import. We will import a flat file, an Excel file that we're going to share with Richard, so that way when we build these programs, I'm going to come over to pricing. So this program is an additional $25 fee. Anybody that's marked when they set up their account as a non-resident, so they're not using an address for the township, they will pay that additional fee automatically. You can also see that I believe there was a discount for members of Main Streamers for certain different programs, and non-members have to pay a higher price. I actually have this set up so that way it knows that people with our senior membership know they get that discount. And these are all things that are going to be calculated automatically when we set up the program.
And the current process is manual. When people sign up for membership, they have to verify each person using an address list. So this would automate that process.
Everything's manual.
So Marie, have you consulted with your members
Yes.
about whether or not this is something they'd like to see?
Yes, we have a group, and it's called the Advisory, and we have about 20 people on it who meet us like 4 or 5 times a year, and they give us suggestions of trips, of policies, of anything that they think that there could be an issue for. So I did ask them prior, because this transition is huge for us. Right now, the current program that we have, we just do everything on an access program, which I am told hardly anybody really could, how do you track or how to fix an access program if it glitches. Not too many people know how to do that. So the program that we have was developed specifically for mainstreamers probably 22 years ago. But when I did ask the advisory, I did ask them if this was a possibility, if we could do credit cards. So out of the 19 people that were there, every single person said yes. So I was actually embarrassed because I think we should have done this years ago, but this is a huge change for our members and for us. It's learning like a whole new system.
Are there credit card fees in addition to any of these charges, like, do you, like, to process credit cards?
Yes, so in addition to the charges, there is approximately a 3% processing fee for credit card payments. What we've discussed doing is absorbing the cost by slightly increasing the cost of each program by $1 or $2 here and there. So that would actually cover the cost of the processing fees and then some. So we wouldn't lose money doing that, but for the average resident, they don't want to pay 50 cents or $1 here and there for credit cards. So sort of the standard thing to do is to just absorb those and slightly raise your fees as the cost of doing, show the cost of doing business.
Right, can you talk about the cost of the software and how much this is going to cost up front and in ensuing years?
Sure. So the Civic Rec proposal that you had in your board packet, the initial term for 1 year, that includes all of the setup process, a very extensive development process that's probably about 4 months long. It would be $97.95, and then for year 2 and 3, the annual cost would be $56.44, and it would remain the same for years 2 and 3, and then after year 3, the cost would go up by just 5% per year. So it's a fixed cost. It's something that's predictable, and it wouldn't change or go up and down, just depending on usage.
So when I was calling around asking senior directors about their experience with different various programs, I heard a bunch of horror stories. Even if they found a little bit cheaper of a company, that it would cost them a little bit less. So she said it was great. 6 months ago, she said she loved it and everything, so I was ready to look into that program. And then when I called her back, she goes, hold up, because they just got bought out by a larger company, and they just jacked up the price on us. So now imagine, you have all these residency import addresses, you have all the mainstreamers who have learned a simple program, and now you have to stop, you have to find a new one. So it is very scary to go into a program when you don't have very good recommendations.
Have you received uniformly good recommendations about Civic Plus?
Absolutely. Everybody said that. I have them written here. So Vernon Township recommends little to no issues whatsoever. And they have, then Village of Schiller Park started using Civic Plus, and they were extremely happy, user-friendly on both sides, residents and administrative. Palos Township have been with Civic Plus for 2 to 3 years, very simple and user-friendly, good technical support. So I've gotten a bunch of different recommendations in different programs that I've actually called about, and I spoke to senior directors that are using a specific program. They're like, no way, I can't even recommend this. This is so hard on our side to navigate. So even they are saying certain ones are tougher, so they wouldn't recommend it. But sometimes, like a park district is using it as a whole. It's not just the senior department. So the whole park district is using it. It may work for some, but the seniors, they said absolutely not. So.
As we were looking at different products and doing demos, the public-facing website portion of this kind of very different, very widely in terms of its appearance. So the Civic Rec one matches very nicely to the modern look of our website that we just designed. One of the quotes in your board packet, the public-facing website looked like our website from like 10 years ago. It was not modern design. Even the answers that they gave us as to why it had to be small were not accurate. they didn't know we knew better, but it looked like a step backwards. So even for the design of some of these other companies, it looked pretty antiquated. Not something it would look very different from how our website looks now.
So then they would be on our website and just click a link and go to here.
Correct. Yes.
And so would every like event that you have like basically go here to the page?
Yes, and actually, that's what I liked about this program specifically. The ones that I've looked at before, they had tabs, and all the activities were hidden behind the tabs. This one, when you click on recreational activities, they actually see kind of like what's on our newsletter. They see bingo, day of the races, movie. Everything is listed for them. They just have to click on the ones that they want. I don't want to have 40 activities and then hidden behind tabs that they're going to think that we're not doing anything. So when they're all listed, they see all the various programs that we offer.
Okay, so they could go for one thing and then see all the other events and be like, oh, I want to register for this and this and this and this.
Exactly, that's what I loved about this. It's the closest to what we have right now.
So are you going to have to then basically set everything up twice? Or does it somehow populate when you enter to the website?
Well,
Probably not.
What we would do is we would have the members that could open up their own accounts. And that's what I do like about Civic Plus is because when a resident who, say for example, a non-resident wants to, like we have calls from all around Maine Township that people want to participate in our programs. So in certain programs, they could actually go online, register, open up an account. And then later on, it'll prompt saying, oh, you're not a resident. Or some of them are going to be able to participate. This one specifically will, once they open up the account, it will tell you whether you're a resident or not right off the bat.
Right, but I mean, when you are like setting up the event, for example, if it's an outing somewhere, you'll have to set it up on our website, but then you'll have to go and set it up again on this website, like the actual event.
No.
Oh.
We'll just be setting up on Civic Plus.
Okay.
We won't have to do it both.
Okay, got it.
Our website would have links to the event, but everything is hosted on their servers, so.
Okay, so you're not going to have the details in both places.
Yeah, we make it easy for people to link to register, but they'd be going to the Civic Plus website that will mirror the sort of style of our website in terms of how it looks. Yeah, we won't have to do any double work.
Okay, that's fine.
I did have one of our super tech-savvy members actually go on their website, and they do have demos of everything. And she did say, she goes, this one looks really good. And she's a part of all the other programs around here locally. She goes, she likes this program the best.
Nice.
And you're still going to take checks from people who want to use checks, right?
Yes, we will. What we probably have to do is, just so we have everything, we're going to take their check and we're going to enter them. And on this program, you could have, correct Nicholas, that you'll have a listing of credit cards and you'll have a listing of how many people are paying with checks, what the total was on the checks. So we would still have to even take their form with the check and then enter them, but then we'll click the box saying that they paid with a check.
So they couldn't, like I couldn't go on there myself and register myself and then just say I was going to pay with a check. Like I would still have to call or...
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, we do able to track checks, we do use different reporting tools to be sure you are keeping track of it accurately. Obviously, we want to make sure it's right column and counting line to see it. So with that, make it a little easy to solve.
Okay. Hold on, Nicholas, 1 minute.
So we can pay by credit card online, right? But there's some system say you can pay by check online. Can they pay by check online or no?
Oh, like a check.
Directly from a checking
Yeah.
account? I'm not sure. Nick, do you offer the ability to pay by ACH?
Pardon me. There can be ACH payments set up in Civic Rec for people that are using like membership type billing. So it is something we can set up, and I think Forte is the merchant gateway that you are selecting that allow for it. I would say it's not as streamlined as being able to do credit card payments. Generally speaking, in my experience, the one time I had somebody ACH membership billing, or for somebody doing a payment plan for an expensive activity,
That's great.
All right.
Great, thank you, Marie.
And Nicholas?
All right, okay, we have this matter before us right now on our agenda. We have our demonstration and discussion. So, I'd like to know if I may have a motion to approve the contract with Civic Plus for the online registration management software that we learned about tonight. Can I have such a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay, any other questions or discussions before we vote? All right, roll call.
Supervisor Diamond?
Yes?
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
All right, okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We look
Thank you.
forward to
This is going to be
implementation.
a huge transition.
I just feel like we have gone through a number of transitions. We're going on the right side. We've got our new webpage now. And now that we started to stop that project, we're immediately jumping into another one. Richard is kept very busy with all these
21st century.
tech projects, but I think this is an important one going forward. So,
Yeah.
thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Have a nice evening.
You too.
Jill.
All right, okay, turning to the next matter on our agenda, which is a vote on the closed session minutes. I believe we have this in our packet. Our attorney, Terry Hepburn here, reminded me that even though we have discussed in closed session which minutes should remain closed for right now, we need to actually vote on that in open session. That is which minutes we will not release at this time. So there is a resolution before us tonight to approve the closed session minutes for October 25th, 2022, and to determine that at this time, the following approved executive session minutes, meeting minutes, should remain confidential, subject to further review. And these are the sessions, that is the closed sessions from October 22nd, 2019, the first session, May 25th, 2021, July 27th, 2021, February 22nd, 2022, July 26th, 2022, August 23rd, 2022, and October 25th, 2022. So, may I have a motion to pass that resolution?
So moved.
Second.
All right, are there any questions or comments about this resolution? All right. Then roll call.
Supervisor Diamond? Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
All right, so I would like to now ask if there are any official reports. Ed, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I just have a couple quick things. I wanted to follow up on the residents that came to the last meeting with a number of issues, but particularly where it relates to the highway department, the parking issue that was brought up. I followed up with a couple of the residents. We did have initially looking to improving some of the parkway over there to make parking spots. The residents were against, we would have to remove some of the mature trees there, and it boiled down to about $20,000 per spot. So it's not financially feasible to add that, and they didn't want to remove any of the trees. But we were able to move a sign around and get a couple more spaces for them over there because it is pretty tight. So we took care of that. And then I just wanted to announce the Earth Day event. Some of you already know about it. It's Saturday, April 22nd, and it's from 10 to 12. So if anybody wants to come out, give up even 20 minutes at a time to do some meet and greet, it'll be a good opportunity. And then just want to thank Chris Pesci over at Chris Pesci at Pesci's for his contribution of the trees to make this event possible. So that's all I have. Thank you.
So Ed, you have different types of trees.
Yes.
And they're going to be free to members of the public, is that right?
Correct.
Do you have to reserve a tree ahead of time, or can you just come and get one?
Yeah, so we're gonna do a press release on that, and people have to call and reserve a tree. They don't get to pick which tree they get, it's just assigned randomly, because we don't even know at this point what they're giving us. Really can't be picky about what they're donating, so once they call us and reserve a spot, we'll give them a time, and then we're gonna stagger it about every 15 minutes, we'll get 10 people through. And then, yeah, hopefully get the weather cooperates and it'll be a good day, so.
No, what location is it going to be? Is it going to be right outside your building?
At the highway department, yes, down Radical Road.
Okay. All right.
I'd like a Japanese maple if possible.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, well, that's great. I'm glad you did that. That's wonderful. Okay, Pete, I know you already talked about the new initiative.
Yeah, just a couple quick things. We're all lined up for our annual town meeting. Senator Laura Murphy's going to be our moderator for the evening. We have Boy Scout Troop 76 from Park Ridge. Their color guard's going to come and present colors and Pledge of Allegiance. Just want to give everybody an update for the last fiscal year, 2022 into 2023. We brought in $45,000 in revenue from the passport, so that continues to be a good money generator for us. And then also, I know Eva sent out to everybody the statement of economic interest reminders. We have until May 1st to file, and if you didn't see it, check your spam, because sometimes they do wind up in there. That's it.
Okay, just picking up on the annual meeting, which you're going to be running, right?
Yep.
Okay. Another thing we're going to do that evening is have unveiling of the landmark plaque out front. So we may, depending on, maybe before the meeting, we'll do that while it's still light outside.
Great idea.
Or we can take a break during the meeting at some point, or we'll see how that goes.
Good.
All right, okay, thank you. Okay.
I'll allow it.
Okay, great, thank you. Kim?
I just want to thank Trustee Malik again for organizing the Holy festivities. That was a great event. Everybody had a wonderful time, colorful. I learned a lot about the event and the meaning behind it. Food was delicious, and thank you again. And I want to remind people about the Neighborhood Watch meeting next week, next Wednesday. It's April 5th at 7 o'clock. So, of course, as usual, we invite all of Maine Township residents to attend and address any concerns or issues that you might have. And that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Kelly, anything you wanted to know? Okay. Did you want to talk a little bit about the event? It was fascinating. It was great.
So I just want to thank everybody who attended, board members and employees who attended the holy dinner. And I hope everybody enjoy the food and the dance. I see a lot of people, pictures, they color it. So on April 29, I am planning to event for the Eid festival, because a lot of communities surrounding here is a Muslim community. So I did for the Indian community on March 11th. So April 29, end of Ramadan is April 21st. So I am organizing a party for them. It's called Eid Festival Luncheon. So it will be on April 29, 2 o'clock. So I will talk to you, Supervisor Diamond, later on how I'm going to organize this one. I need a parking lot to do it, the parking lot.
Right?
I need a parking lot to do this program, inside the Maine Township.
And Saturday, the 29th?
Yeah, Saturday, yep.
Okay, I haven't heard anything about this, but you want to hold some kind of festival out in the parking lot on Saturday, April 29th?
April 29, 2 to 5 o'clock.
Okay, well, we will have to talk about that. That's kind of
Yeah,
very serious.
I will talk to you about that. And thanks for renting me the community room, and you pay for that. Thank you again. And I got my deposit back. Thank you.
The people who provided the food were very tight. They cleaned up after themselves. Very.
And I hope no complaint in our festival. Everybody clean up the community hall. There was no complaint. That's why I got my deposit back. And then
they were very conscientious, so we appreciated that. So, Yes, I will have to talk to you about this matter. Okay. Okay, and I just wanted to remind people that we, as township clerks, have to form decennial committees, and I have asked Pete to serve as one of our resident members, and Susan Craig to serve as another resident member, and Beth Phillips has, I think he's also agreed to be a resident member of our committee. And the first meeting I hope to have before our April board meeting. Now, not the annual meeting, not that meeting, but the regular board meeting at the end of the month, which I believe would be April 25th. And we would do that at 7 p.m. and then start our meeting shortly thereafter, just the way we do budget hearings and regular meetings after that. I think it'll be a fairly quick, just sort of organizational meeting at that time. So if you'll put that on your calendars, we'll hopefully be prepared to handle that in an organized fashion. All right, I don't have any other announcements.
Oh, one quick other thing, Supervisor. That just kind of refreshed my memory that probably in April, we would do our first National Night Out meeting. We usually do it in April, probably either the 17th or the 24th. We usually try to do them on a Monday night. So
Okay.
I'll shoot out an email to everybody to let them know once I get that together, but just kind of keep that in mind.
Well, I'm glad you're planning that far in advance. I know that's a big project to organize, so.
Yeah, we kind of got it down to a science, but you still need kind of a few months lead time just to get everything done and squared away.
Right. Okay, all right, anything else?
I piggyback on that, just a reminder, if nobody got it, the registration for the Des Plaines 4th of July parade went out already.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so if you want to register any particular vehicle, just make sure to get the registration in. I signed up at Highway Department, like last time, everybody's more than welcome to join with us, or if you have something, that you want to put in another vehicle.
Is there a deadline? Do you know what the deadline is?
I don't know what the deadline is, I just know that they sent it out a couple weeks back. So
Okay, all right.
it's kind of far out, but.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anything else? Okay, all right, I think that winds up all business that we have for this evening. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Supervisor Diamond?
Yes.
Trustee Jones?
Yes.
Trustee Horvath?
Yes.
Trustee Malik?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you all very much.